You know, that's why I've become so vulnerable, because all that knowledge you gain, because now you are successful. And there's so many people who are getting bullied in so many ways that, you know, you just show them that there's a path. But the path is really, like I talk about, studying the bully. That's the path. Studying the bully.
Were you ever tempted to become a bully?
Never. Never. I'm always, like I said, like I told you before this started, I wanted to be a priest. I wanted to be a priest, you know, and
could you imagine one of those sermons?
Oh, it'd be sick, cause I would cuss, cause I would definitely cuss.
Praise the Lord, motherfuckers.
That's it. I would definitely cuss. I would definitely cuss, man, cause that's the world. And there's a lot of people who probably hear this like, oh my God, oh my God, let me close my ear. You know, the world's tough. The world's tough, and when you come up the way I came up, the only way I can fucking describe something sometimes is say fuck or motherfuck. Cause that's how dark this shit was. And I can't make it flowery. I can't make it PG. Like, oh, I want my kids to, like, I have a clean edition of this book.
You have a non-explicit version?
Yes, because people are like, I want my kid to read your book, but you cuss so much, I can't.
I imagine it's about half the size.
Yes, it's very small.
Yes.
So the funny thing about it is, like, how long are you going to shelter your child from a world that's evil as shit? That's going to come at you. It's going to come at you whether you've been bullied or not. There's going to come a time when it's going to come at you. And it's going to be a lot worse than fuck or motherfuck. It's going to be a lot worse. And so we are training kids and people to be soft in a world that continuously gets harder. And it doesn't correlate. Like that guy talking about the tear gas with the SEALs. Is that necessary? I don't know. But what is necessary is you have to build a person that can withstand the pressures of whatever they're going to be dealing with in life. And we don't do that. I'm not trying to send a message of run 200 miles, be the baddest motherfucker in the world, but be tough. You better have a part about you that's tough, a part about you that can break down situations and get better, and break down situations very quickly within some trauma in your life, some devastation in your life, because it's going to come. The devastation, the trauma is going to come, and you can't allow that to become a Jersey barrier. It can't be a Jersey barrier. It has to be something that you can maneuver through very quickly and move forward. That takes a lot of toughness.
Well, unchosen suffering is going to happen, right? So the only thing that you can do is have some chosen suffering to prepare for it.
It's the only thing you can do. That's the only thing you can practice for the unchosen suffering, is have chosen suffering. Do something that sucks every day.
I had Huberman on the show a few months ago, and he told me about bringing you into his lab and putting you in VR underwater with sharks.
Right. Give
me your experience with Huberman.
He's great. He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. Yeah, he's a very knowledgeable man on what he's doing.
What's being in VR with sharks like?
It's nothing.
No?
No, because one thing about me is I deal in reality. You put me in VR, it's VR. It's a fake thing. And I work in reality. I only work in reality. I don't work in fake situations. So that's why it didn't work on me. You put me in a real ocean with real sharks, you'll get your real reaction. You put me in a room when you walk in the door and you sit down in the chair and you put some shit on your fucking face, I know I'm in a fucking chair. I know I'm in a room. If you get that psyched the fuck out, you need to study that more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why are you so sensitive? Why are you so fragile?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are on a high wire because you're afraid of heights, but you're sitting firmly on the fucking ground, you need to study the fact that you're doing something wrong. Don't study the afraid of heights. Study why the fuck do I know I'm on the fucking ground in a fucking chair, but I'm afraid of what's on this screen. So I don't allow anything to go beyond the truth.
He said that, obviously you didn't know this in advance. It could have been the most lifelike VR in the history of the world.
Right.
And apparently it was a group of you guys, and someone had to go first. Someone had to go first. You're not that good with water. Not sure how you feel about sharks, but can't imagine you're a fan. And you were just like, me, please.
Yep.
I'm first.
Yeah, I'm like that with everything. Because why sit back in the back and think about, let me watch you go first. You can watch me go first.
Is there anything that you'd like to study with Huberman? Would there be any like cool tests? Is there anything that you've been thinking about to do with performance or anything like that at the moment?
No.
You've just got your own mental lab. You're doing
I got my own
everything
mental
yourself.
lab. Everything I need is in my mental lab. Everything. Because I'm in constant study of myself. And I know what needs to be conquered because I'm constantly going through what I don't like, what I'm not comfortable with. You know, like I know, and only I can fix these problems because I have to face these problems. So I have a rolling log on what needs to happen. So I'm really good about being accountable about, okay, you need to be better here, you need to be better here, you need to overcome this, overcome that, and I do a good job of doing that.
You talk about performance without a purpose. What's that?
So, like, for instance, let's say you have no races. Let's say you have no classes, no nothing. There's no purpose in your life. You know, people need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There's no 5K. There's no I'm going to get into school to be this or that and still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's going to come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes. It's this magical thing, purpose, that we're all looking for. But what's funny about it all is that we need these things to perform. But we don't take a second to realize the purpose is always there. The purpose never leaves us because the very purpose is you. You are always the purpose. There may be another purpose, like being a SEAL or going to college or whatever, but the main purpose in life is you. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself. So that's the only purpose I fucking need. So the reason I get up every day, even though there's no race or there's no school, or there's nothing in front of me, is because I have pride in myself.
But where do you go to? You wake up on a morning, it's cold, it's wet, it's dark, you've got no cartilage in your knee, you've got shitty shorts, whatever it is that's the issue today.
Keep talking.
You've got these problems, right?
I need you to keep talking about what you were just saying.
It's warm on the couch.
That's
Your
it.
missus says stay in
That's
bed.
it.
It's comfy.
That's
it's cozy.
That's
You've got
it.
work later on. You had an argument last night. You're slightly
it.
hungover.
Because I know every motherfucker ain't going to do what I'm going to do. So this is how you level up. That's how you level up. I know there's a whole bunch of people with that right there. That fires me up. That makes me fucking happy, what you just said. That brings joy to my life right there.
Why?
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You talk about that you were kind of, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. And that used to hurt me growing up. Now I fucking thrive in that shit. That's the only place to